Hi everyone. In previous class, we saw what are free radicals, how they are generated, and the effects of these free radicals on biomolecules as lipid peroxidation, etc. So further in this class, we'll see about antioxidants. The objectives comes under the antioxidants are what are antioxidants, types of antioxidants, action of it, oxidative stress, and disease caused by the free radicals and oxidative stress. So first we'll come to the introduction. Antioxidants are molecules that inhibits oxidation of other molecules, where the oxidation of molecules produce free radicals and it causes damage or death to the cell. Here the antioxidants terminates these chain reactions by removing free radicals, which leads to the inhibition of oxidative reaction. So these antioxidants are classified into two broad divisions, depends on their solubility in water as hydrophilic and lipid as lipophilic. The antioxidants reacts with oxidants in the cell cytosol and the blood plasma will be hydrophilic, where the antioxidants protect cell membrane and lipid peroxidation are comes under lipophilic. So these compounds may be synthesized in the body or obtained from the diet. Next, the reactions involved in reactive oxygen species are the enzymes which involves in the reactive oxygen species reactions are superoxide dismutase, that is SOD, catalase, glutathione peroxidase, myeloperoxidase. So here the oxygen free radicals which forms their further water molecules or hydrogen peroxides. So these four enzymes cleaves oxygen free radicals in the reactions and forms a respective molecule. And also glutathione reductase, NADPH oxidase, ion catalyzed Haber base reactions. Here also the free radicals, the oxygen free radicals are getting converted to their molecules. Next we'll see the action of antioxidants. Antioxidant, they prevent the initiation of chain reactions by removing free radicals and also scavenge free radicals generated in the chain reactions, and they remove peroxides, thereby preventing further generation of the ROS. So there are two main lines of defense against ROS, that is enzymatic antioxidant systems, also called as scavenger enzymes, and non-enzymatic antioxidant system. So under enzymatic antioxidant system, the enzymes includes SOD, superoxide dismutase, catalase, and glutathione peroxidase. Superoxide dismutase has two isomers, that is SOD1 and SOD2. SOD1 is a cytosolic copper and zinc containing enzymes, and SOD2 is a mitochondrial manganese enzyme. And the catalase, when hydrogen peroxide is generated in large quantities in a cell, the catalase is also used for its removal. So it cleaves the hydrogen peroxide and forms a water molecule and oxygen atom. The polyphenols, the consumption of these polyphenols are rich fruits, vegetables, beverages is beneficial to human health, and they contain flavones, isoflavones, flavonols, and phenolic acids. These polyphenols act as antioxidant, anti-apoptosis, anti-carcinogenic, and anti-inflammatory agent. Further, the glutathione system, which includes glutathione, NADPH, glutathione reductase, peroxidase, and selenium. Here, the G6PD, glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase, is essential for the formation of NADPH, which is for the proper function of the glutathione system. Here we can see the oxygen free radicals are reacts with the two hydrogen molecule, forms a hydrogen peroxide and a water molecule, where by the superoxide dismutase enzyme, and further these hydrogen peroxide molecules which cleaves to the water molecule by glutathione peroxidase, that is POD enzyme. Here the two glutathione enzyme are getting converted to their oxidized form, and further by the glutathione reductase, the oxidized form of a glutathione reduced to the its original form by the NADPH in the reaction. So this includes scavenging of a free radical in the glutathione system. And next, the non-enzymatic antioxidant system. They include vitamins, minerals and amino acids in it. So the vitamins as vitamin A, C, E and vitamin K. Minerals as zinc and selenium. The amino acids includes glutathione, methionine and N-acetylcysteine. So few vitamins have antioxidant activity and helps in detoxification of these free radicals, and the vitamin E is a alpha tocopherol, also called as chain breaking antioxidants, because they inhibit propagative phase and they include superoxide dismutase, uric acid and the vitamin E in it, and would interrupt the peroxyl free radical and inactivate it before the PUFA can be attacked. So it breaks the chain of a free radical. So it comes under the chain breaking antioxidants and also called as chain breaking antioxidants. So when the vitamin E itself forming a free radical, tocopheroxyl radical, which can react with another peroxyl radical getting converted to inactive products. So the resulting vitamin E radical is stable as it is able to delocalize the unpaired electron within its structure and does not propagate the chain reaction. So there it acts as a most effective naturally occurring chain breaking antioxidants in the tissues. Here the vitamin E acts as antioxidant, and in the reactions of vitamin E as antioxidant agent, vitamin C and carotenoids are able to generate vitamin E from its radical form, so permitting the vitamin E once more to act as an antioxidant. And vitamin C, beta carotene are also able to reduce and detoxify the oxygen intermediates in cells. Also, the activity of antioxidant enzymes depends on the supply of the minerals as manganese, copper and zinc required for the activity of SOD, that is superoxide dismutase, and selenium required for the activity of POD, that is glutathione peroxidase. So we'll come to the clinical significance. The generation of free radicals leads to the diseases such as chronic inflammation, that is rheumatoid arthritis, chronic ulcerative colitis and chronic glomerulonephritis, etc. And next, disease of the eye. It's like retrorental fibroplasia, that is retinopathy of a prematurity of a eye, and cataract formation. So cataract formation, it's a partly due to the photochemical generation of the free radical in the eye, and tissues of the eye including the lens has high concentration of the free radical scavenging enzymes. And the third one, reperfusion injury, where reperfusion injury after myocardial ischemia is caused by the generation of a free radicals, because here the peroxidation action will not be taking place, so the free radicals further cannot be converted to their stable form. And the acute inflammation, where the activity of macrophages takes place, and aging process includes biological aging due to accumulation of reactive oxygen metabolites, Parkinsonism, Alzheimer's dementia, multiple sclerosis, and the cumulative effects of free radicals injury underline the cause for gradual deterioration of aging process. So next is oxidative stress. In a normal cells, there is an appropriate pro-oxidant balance. Pro-oxidants are the compounds capable of generating toxic reactive oxygen species. However, this balance can be shifted towards the pro-oxidants when production of reactive oxygen species increased greatly, or when levels of antioxidants are diminished, the state is called the oxidative stress. So it leads to chronic diseases such as cancer, diabetes mellitus, neurodegenerative and cardiovascular diseases. We can see the causes of oxidative stress. So when the oxidative stress is increased, as the generation of reactive oxygen species are increased. So for the causes will be which leads to the formation of more free radicals. Those factors are also involved for the causes of oxidative stress, as smoking, diet, medication and treatments, alcohol consumption, pesticides, exposure to toxins and contaminants, excessive exercise and inadequate amounts of the physical activity. So just about everything we do results in oxidation or inflammation, producing potentially damaging free radicals. So the common diseases caused by oxidative stress are damage to biomolecules like lipids, proteins, DNA will eventually lead to the diseases like atherosclerosis, cancer, diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, myocardial infarction, cardiovascular diseases and chronic inflammation. So we'll see the atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is explained by oxidized LDL formation by the action of free radicals are readily taken up by the macrophages, which produces foam cells in it and accumulated beneath the endothelial layer of the arterial wall. So this triggers the onset of the atherosclerosis. So the deposited LDL under the endothelial cells, which undergoes oxidation by the free radicals in it and forms a foam cells. So this initiates the atherosclerotic plaque formation, where the antioxidants offer some protective effect here. And the diabetes mellitus, it's associated with increased reactive oxygen species production at the mitochondrial complex 2 and superoxide generation of autooxidation of glucose. This associates with the formation of advanced glycation end products and in increased production of the oxidized LDL. So here the free radicals induce destruction of the pancreatic B cells, where the pancreatic B cells leads to the formation of or synthesis of insulin, and this has been implicated in etiopathogenesis of the type 1 diabetes. And last, the cancer. Here the reactive oxygen species are potential carcinogens, where they facilitates the mutagenesis, tumor promotion and tumor progression. So the free radicals cause mutations by inflicting chromosomal damage. So directly they are damaging the chromosomes and inhibiting the DNA repair process. So this includes the chapter free radicals and antioxidants, where we came to know what are free radicals and antioxidants and the action of antioxidants and generation of free radicals and the disease associated with the free radicals and oxidative stress. So it's complete by these free radicals and antioxidants. And here it's a assignment 5. The questions are given here. The long essay, which includes what are free radicals, how they are generated, and second one, write a note on lipid peroxidation, and the third, what are antioxidants, classify antioxidants with the examples and their clinical importance, and the short essay, name some diseases related to the reactive oxygen species. So you have to write the assignment 5 under the topic free radicals and antioxidants. Thank you.